Oh yeah, baby, it's time once again for another episode of This Old Outboard.
Biggest problem, if you saw my last video, the meltdown video. Tried to convince myself, didn't have a leak. I knew all the time it was a freaking leak. I need to have this thing running ASAP. Can't have it sitting on the boat not running. Can't have it sitting at the house not running. Needs to run properly before I take it off this boat. Like I said, Wednesday, 3:30 in the afternoon, I'm going to pull this freaking power head off right here. I don't have time to drag this thing out, take the motor off, bing bang bing blah, 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 blah.
Alright, well while you getting ready, let's check over at the dock.
I'm gonna try to loosen this puppy up. I shot it down, all the pulleys and everything, shot it down with PB blaster, been letting it soak. See if we can get it to move this thing up out of the water. It's down there. Alright, so you can hear the motor is still alive. Shit, here comes wasps.
Well, while you think about it, we're gonna go back to the boat.
See how fast I can do this. I'm getting stupid. Ooh. I need to pull this battery cable off first. Alright, let's go. Pull this starter off and out of the way. Everything else just need to loosen up, disconnect. The 4 bolts underneath, and I have the 2 studs on the sides. That nut in there, it's coming out slowly but surely. I'll show you what the wrench here, just, you know, how much room is in there, which is nothing, man, you know. Get an eighth of a turn on it at a time. So it's going to be really hard to tighten. And that's probably where the majority of the leak is. Feels good. Good looking bolt. Alright, that's it, man. Pretty sure that's it.
Follow the real life saga of This Old Outboard, baby, and get your subscription today.
Water too. The bolts holding in the muffler don't look too shabby, but looks can be deceiving. What the hell is this? This rubber shit right here. That's weird, right? Is that silicone somebody put on there? What is that? Is this where it's freaking leaking right here? Or what the hell is going on? Big hole on this side. That's freaking silicone. Look at it's all burned up. Is that what's going on with this thing? Something weird going on here. That's just silicone somebody stuck on there. I'm almost sure. It's not supposed to be on there. See how black and sooty this is? Then over on this side, it's all wet and gooey. I gotta figure out why all this silicone on there. I have to check the schematic and see if there's see what this looks like over here. See right here? See how nasty wet that is? Look at this thing's just caked up in there. I always try to drain my carburetor out, run the gas out before I foot the motor up. And I've pretty much remember most of the time, but there's every once in a while I'll forget. Plus, there's always a little bit of gas in that damn carburetor, fuel line, whatever. When you tip this thing up, gas comes running out. I've seen puddles of gas in here. Then when you put the motor back down, it runs back down and settles in here. And that will contribute to the bottom out here being greasy too. But that big clump of silicone on there, a little bit weird. Or I mean, why would somebody put silicone all over this thing? I don't know. I mean, was that silicone or was that some type of a real gasket on there or seal or something? All right, if you look here, this is the exhaust plate. It's the exhaust cover plate. You can see there's no leaking on the bottom here. Now that I have this out, I can tighten these down even better. It's hard to reach those bottom ones. This gasket in here looks pretty damn new. And once again, I can tighten these down. You can even see here, see that brown stuff? It's kind of leaked. There's a little drop there. Whoops. Little drop there, little drop there. Right there. Somebody had put some, looks like gasket sealer on this gasket. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. If you could see right in that shadow corner there, let me turn it this way. Look at that gasket. That don't look old there. That looks in pretty good shape. You see the sealer in there, brown, little bit of sealer. Just this mess in here. What the hell is that? Was that silicone crap? Was that supposed to be on there? Never seen anything like that. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a rubber ring on this thing, not a glob of silicone, which ain't gonna hurt it, you know. But it was so uniformly formed around the top of that round circle it had on it. What did I do with that stuff? And this is what I was hoping for, greasy all the way around. The greasier, the easier. And doesn't look too waterlogged where they're going to be too difficult to get out. And my old baby, did you see that? How easy that was? I mean, oh, that one's a little tougher. I'll hold off on that one. That one's a little tougher. I'll hold off on that. Get it home, I'll put some spray on it. This first one just went beep, started falling out. See, just like that. The greasier, the easier. These ones up front where it's all greasy, whatever that's leaking there, whatever the hell's going on, falling right out. But here's that piece. I don't think, I think, anyway, you can see right here where it's all burned up, right here where this was all greasy and leaky. Alright, boys and girls, in my storage unit, it's a complete disaster, as usual. Anyway, this is what I come for. That 80s power head I started building, waiting for a parts motor to show up. Reason why? Because this puppy right here, and look at the difference in this thing's got the little tiny holes in it. That other muffler's got the big ass holes, but this thing on the 89 lower crank seal is bugging me, man, because they had all that freaking silicone on there. So I'm gonna take this with me. All right, baby, it's this old Outboard, 19 '89 Evinrude 25 horsepower short shaft, long shaft remote. Okay, so let me just get right to it. What spooked me, you got to follow your clues on these old outboards. You know, I'm not the first guy to pull this power head off, and I probably won't be the last guy. But when I pulled this thing off, and there was that silicone ring on here, let me get this frickin' thing. Now, how in the hell do you get, I mean, unless I missed something, this perfectly round circle here, I mean, it's just nuts. Unless that's the top of the midsection. So this thing was sitting on here, burned up, right next to where this thing is leaking. But it's just a weird, it's just weird. Why is there so much silicone on there? It makes you wonder, makes you think, what's going on with this thing? I first got it out there and ran it the very first time. I said, well, we're moving, but not very fast. Pulled the head off, the hood off, boom. And ever since then, every video I ran it, always had the hood off. Until the meltdown video. Trying to get past that video. So, I gotta take this thing off, clean it. All the bolts are loose. The two back ones a little snug. I think they'll be all right. Just keep spraying them down, tap them out. Right there is where this thing is leaking. Now, like I said, the clues. You know, is there a clue here? Did they try to seal this thing up because they thought maybe it was getting gas in or letting gases out? You know, this bottom seal could be leaking. Maybe that's what they did. They put all this silicone on here, dropped it in, and it didn't work. It didn't fix the problem. There's nothing leaking anywhere on the outside of this power head. Nothing at all. The only place it's leaking.
Yeah, baby, tons more stuff coming your way. And I'm Brian Seabass. You know the channel.